first privilege that belongs to us as believers. We have ever open access to God. God's unique, uncompromising holiness no longer excludes the believer from His presence. There's no need for us as believers to be tentative or to be cringing with uncertainty like they did in the Old Testament people, the Old Testament priests, as it were, hanging around in the shadows of things outside the immediate presence of God. We may freely, confidently, always enter into the presence of God because the whole penalty that we deserve to bear was carried by Jesus. Sacrificial death on our behalf, having given us, as a result of that work, imputed us with the righteousness of Christ. And so we are a privileged people. This is the magnificent privilege we have of enjoying special immunity from the wrath of God. We really need to think about this privilege, realize the greatness of that privilege, and even consciously take hold of what Paul tells the believers in Ephesus, because sometimes we think that the church is almost insignificant in its role and place in society and community, in the country, in the world. No, not so. Listen to these words in Ephesians chapter 1 verse 20. This is what the Father did when He raised Jesus from the dead. Verse 20, He seated Him at the right hand in heavenly places, far above all rule and authority and power and dominion, above every name that is named, not only in this age, but also in the age or the one to come. In other words, you need to understand that this head of the church is superior, the most superior, powerful. And then verse 22, and He put all things under His feet, and gave Jesus as head over all things to the church, which is His body, the fullness of Him who fills all in all. Understand the privilege of being part of the church, having Jesus as our head. Kingdoms will rise and fall. Economies will flourish and fail. Leaders will come and go, and movements will emerge and disappear. And interest in false religions will increase and evaporate, and pandemics will sweep across the world. But you know what? The church and those in the church will continue and be carried through to the end, because we have the possession, we have the privilege of a great priest